Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. I'm John and I'm out, it's not an official walk and talk, but I happen to be walking and I happen to be talking, so I don't know, wherever you want to put it. So this is my first, I guess, results of You Pick Three for me. I kind of like this idea. I was given three albums from three different people, the first three in my comments, and I listened to them and I reviewed them. I'm going to review each album and I'll rank them at the end, see where they all fall together. So if you didn't watch the original video, basically the rules are, when you watch this video and I say, you know, pick an album for me, I'm gonna look in the comments and just look at the first three albums from three different people. If somebody gives me more than one album, I'm just picking the first album and we're moving on. So that's how we're gonna do it. And the first three were from people I know pretty well in the vinyl community. And the first one was Tedeschi Trucks Band, Let Me Get By, and that was from Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. Hey Glenn. Then the Stereophonics, Performance and Cocktails, I believe. I put Cocktail, but I think it's Cocktails. And that was Chris over, Chris the Vinyl Man. And then Bruce Hornsby in the Range, A Night on the Town. Daryl, the Northern Vinyl guy who just jumped in some snow. Looked like he really enjoyed that too. Looked like his wife was kind of going, hey, you want to get out of the snow now, you ding dong? Okay, enough's enough. But I didn't think she had to talk him too much into it. I think he was ready to get out of that snow. So that was a pretty funny video. I enjoyed that. No snow here. I could jump into some woods. Not as fun as snow. So anyway, I listened to the Tedeschi Trucks Band, and this is what I thought of it. There's 10 tracks on there. This is their third album. They had some nice melodies, good hooks, and some good lyrics. A combo of blues, R&B, and soul with a hint of jazz. So they're, yeah, very cool. Susan Tedeschi's voice kind of gives me a Bonnie Raitt vibe through the whole thing. And there's obviously an Allman Brothers vibe because there's a connection there. But definitely got an Allman Brothers vibe off of this album. It's good, clear production. And Derek Trucks there just tears it up on guitar, and that slide guitar. It's just, he's just amazing on that thing. There's nice use of horns to accent the rhythm section. Just a really strong rhythm section, just really good. And yeah, the horns come in and they're just beating back and forth, so beating right along with it. So it's just really cool, good combination. I always like some good horns accenting rock music, just that brass sound, really cool. And one thing I didn't know, these Tedeschi and Trucks, they're actually married. I had no idea. I thought they were just bandmates, so I had no idea. They got married in 2001 and they have 2 kids. Just a little fun fact in there, I guess. And the band delivers exactly what is missing in today's artificial, soulless copycat music. I wrote that. That's what I was thinking at the time. I'm like, this is what music's missing today, and there's people doing it today, these days. So we got to dig deep, get away from the top 40 radio and get to the good stuff. I think you're not going to find it on the radio. So anyway, highlights here. The songs that stuck out for me on this album were Laugh About It, I Don't Know What It Means, Right on Time, and Hear Me. Just make sure nobody's coming up behind me there. So those were the 4 top songs for me. And my overall rating for this was A+. So not going to give you a, yeah, I shouldn't even done that yet, but anyway, it was an A+. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the rest of the ratings later. I guess I just kind of slipped on that, but anyway. But you don't know what the other ones are, and you don't know what my points are, so I could have 3 A+ or whatever. Thought it was gonna rain there for a second. Anyway, second one was Supersonics. Stereophonics. Jeez, yeah, Stereophonics, not Supersonics. Isn't that like a basketball team? Performance and Cocktails. Yeah, this one I had the S in, so there we go. That was 1999, and the Tedeschi Trucks Band album, Let Me Get By, was 2016, if I hadn't mentioned that. So this band is alt rock, post Brit pop, and pop rock, and it definitely was like that distortion thing, you know, like Oasis, but not as crazy. I think they did better with their music than Oasis. There was some of it was very similar in their music, but they did have different things they did to kind of separate the songs a little bit, so that was cool. But it was their second studio album. Had good melodies and hooks. The lead singer's voice is perfect for this type of distorted pop rock. It's gravelly, kind of not quite like Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams kind of sound, but he had that gravelly voice. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was talking about there. They know where to add bits, sound effects, to keep bits like sounds, effects, to keep the songs interesting. And that's what I was talking about. They add these little things in there, and it definitely, if they hadn't done that, I think it would have made it a boring album, but they did a pretty good job with the production. Yeah, and this is the other part too. Since there's no solos, it was mainly like these guitar riffs here and there, little melodic things that go along with the other things that kind of make the songs a little more interesting. So they did a good job with that. This is not like a band you're going to see well, unless they do something different live. But on this album, there was no like true like crank it out solos kind of thing. It's just these little melodic pieces, and it worked fine. It was good. Parts throughout the album remind me of the Stone Roses, definitely. Little bit of psych in there, psychedelic rock, I would say. The lyrics aren't exactly poetry, but they definitely work for the songs. It's true. It's kind of storytelling. The last song on there definitely was good. Was it Lost Soul? It wasn't the last song then. I think maybe Lost Soul. There's one about a. No, it was what the heck song was that? Dang. It's the one about a lady. She takes off her clothes, right? Was it something about her taking off her clothes? Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong freaking. I'm wondering where it is. Yeah, she takes her clothes off. It was I thought that was probably their best storytelling song. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites on there. So the rest of the lyrics are, you know, they work. Like you have these albums that kind of rock out, and the lyrics go with it. You're not looking for exact poetry, but the lyrics are good enough to kind of go, okay, this works. You know, but that song in particular stood out to me. I wouldn't say this album has filler. There are just some songs that I don't connect with. So I wouldn't, yeah, there's definitely songs where I feel like it's, I know I can just like, I don't know, if you have a radar like I do, like, oh boy, this is a filler song. So it didn't feel like filler. I think it was just stuff that just wasn't working for me. You know, it's different. But it's well produced. All instruments are clear. The album runs a bit long for me. And yeah, this is what I was saying. Cut 3 tracks, and I think it would be a pretty solid 10-track album. So it ran a little long for me. And like I said, if they took those songs out that I was like, on, you know, I think it would have made a difference. So the songs, I'm not going to give you the grade, but the songs that stuck out on this for me were Hurry Up and Wait, Just Looking, She Takes Her Clothes Off, and I Stopped to Fill My Car Up. So sometimes they're on with their lyrics. I'm gonna take this off because I'm having a hard time seeing. Hopefully I'm not jiggling you guys around too much. I'll put this here. I hate it. I don't like that when I put my sunglasses there. All right. Okay. So the last one here, Bruce Hornsby and the Range, A Night on the Town from 1990. There's some cool guests on here too, and this would interest some people who are watching, especially Glenn on parts of this, because his man Bela Fleck is on this album. He plays banjo on Fire on the Cross and Barren Ground. And then Wayne Shorter, which I believe Glenn, your ears might perk up again on this one. He plays sax on Fire on the Cross. That Fire on the Cross song, yeah, that thing kills. That's a really good song. Then you had Jerry Garcia, another Glenn favorite. Plays guitar on Barren Ground and Across the River. And then you had Sean Colvin. I don't know where she really fits. She's like a folk singer. She had that Sonny Came Home, I think, song that was a hit, but really high, strong voice. So she's on this album. She does backup vocals on Barren Ground, lead vocals like a duet with Bruce Hornsby on Lost Soul, and backup vocals again on Special Night. So she's on there. So and this album definitely appeals to me more. I'm pretty sure I have it on CD, and it just the big song on this for me was Lost Soul. But the album itself, I don't think it was the right time for me when it came out, and I'm enjoying this more, like this type of music now. So I think it's kind of cool to revisit this album right now. But here are my notes. Third and final album with the range. The 80s production, especially the drums, age the album. So there's a lot of reverb and stuff in there that sets it back in the 80s. There's a few songs on there though, like some of it, either the drums are very tightly recorded where it doesn't sound very acoustic and there's a lot of effects on them, but some songs they don't do that on, and I like those a little bit better when you hear those drums hitting and you don't get that electronic kind of effect kind of sound on the drums too much. Besides the 80s electronic drums, this is a sonically good sounding album. It is good, you can hear all the instruments, not overproduced I would say. So it's just the 80s kind of production that kind of, I would like to hear this more like an acoustic album without so many effects and see what it sounds like. And yeah, Across the River is a good example of how the album could have sounded better with the acoustic drums. So on that one, the drums are more like less effect on them and things like that. But good harmonies and hooks, and good storytelling lyrics. Yeah, a lot of good storytelling on there from Bruce Hornsby. And for me, yeah, Lost Soul, just love that song. I've been working on a book that I started a while ago. Wow, it's been a while. And that song's always kind of ringing in my head when I'm thinking of the main character. So if you listen to that song, it's kind of like what my character is in the book. Lost Soul is a perfect song. The lyrics paint a picture of a man, a dirt road, and a boat on a lake. I can see it as a water painting. I just get a picture in my head when I listen to that song. You have songs that do that? This one does it for me. There's something very human about that song, about the human spirit and people being down and others looking at them differently, and just a really good song. I always like that song. So the songs that stick out on this album for me are Fire on the Cross, Across the River, Stander on the Mountain. Yeah, I like that one. And Lost Soul. All right, so we're going to rank them because I don't want this to be over 15 minutes. So I'm going to get this ranked for you guys, get you out of here. So for number 3, I picked the Stereophonics, Performance and Cocktails. That I'm going to give you like a point system here. It's like 94 points. That's how it came out. It's an A album to me, 94 points, and yeah, it's a good album, but I just happen to like the other ones a little better, that's all. But yeah, I thought it was I'm glad it was brought to me, and I'm glad I was able to give it a good listen. So that's number 3. And number 2 is, and it's barely, with like 106 points. And don't ask me how I get my point system. I just have a thing that I do, and it really works for me to help me kind of pin down stuff. So 106 points, Bruce Hornsby in the Range, A Night on the Town. So yeah, again, I'm glad I gave this one another listen. If I have it on CD, I'll definitely be, well, I guess you spin CDs too. I'll be spinning that again at home, and probably be looking for that on vinyl now, more than likely. So I'm glad I got that one. So obviously the number 1 pick for this week is the Tedeschi Trucks Band, Let Me Get By. That just great album. I mean, just all the way through. But like where I said, Bruce Hornsby was 106 points. The Tedeschi Trucks was 107. So they were very tight. So that was cool. I like that. I really like this little series. So here we go. one person, or each person that's watching this, go ahead and give me one album to listen to. And I will pick the first 3 comments and grab those 3 albums from different people. Okay, so I want to get everybody in here doing their thing. And I was thinking about it too, if I get like 6 comments or something like that, somewhere in even 3, you know, in segments or parts of 3, I will probably grab the next 3 and do it that way. I'll think about how that works. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me some album picks, and I will listen to them and let you know what I think, as long as I can find them. All right, so you guys take care out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.